Welcome to the show. Sophisticated Ignorance. Chris and Corey. Let's go. Sit back, vibe, have a drink. We're about to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Whole lot of laughs and a whole lot of ignorance, man. This one for the culture. So tap in, vibe out, grab a seat, you know what I'm saying? Make sure your house nice and clean, burn a candle. We're about to get into it. Yeah. Sophisticated Ignorance.
Welcome back. Bang,
back.
bang. Let's go.
Episode. Bang.
Episode 8. I am one half of your ignorant host. My name is Chris.
And I'm Corey Mack.
And we are Sophisticated Ignorance.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Episode 8? Yes, sir. We
moving
moving along, man. We moving along each and every week. Wednesdays, man. We catching y'all
every Wednesday. We
with
drop
the classic content. Back in the classroom, as always.
Ignorant.
We keeping it 100% ignorant. Hopefully y'all had a wonderful weekend. How about yourself, Matt? How was your weekend, man?
Man, you know, I had a good weekend. You know,
so
we turned up in the O for the Fergs B-Day Bash. Shout out to Netta and Darian Ferguson.
Lady Ferg and Mr. Ferg. We for
their birthday weekend. It was nice.
Somewhat of a Cookman reunion, should you say? Definitely a little turn up, man.
Definitely brought back
good
some
vibes,
good memories,
good people,
good vibes.
Man.
I actually had the licking for the first time too.
Oh man, you got to tell me. But I know we missed it. How was that?
Oh, it was good for the most part. It was good. Whoever was in the back and made that mac and cheese, he put too much obey in there, but it was good though. It was worth it.
Bro, them greens.
Yeah, them greens was good. Netta had put me on the turkey wing dinner.
Yeah.
And with a little bit of lemon pepper on that thing.
Whatever they do, they need to keep doing it. When we went, the time before last, we had to wait about 6 hours. It was busy, though. But y'all got there pretty early. We got there early. Okay, y'all was good.
First ones in line.
Yeah. First ones food was fresh off the press. Yeah, man. But we had fun, man. My favorite part, bro, besides the licking was good, but Chef Alex.
Yeah.
When you put the cinnamon roll on that grit,
when you put
shout out Precious.
When that cinnamon roll touched that grit,
baby. Hey man, Alex, boy, you do your thing with that food, boy.
Yes, he do. I can't wait till the little next get together.
Yeah, man. It's definitely.
He got to bust me down on that French toast, Alex. I already know you listening and you support, man. Bust me down on that French toast. Whoever knocked it off the menu, shame on you.
I ain't gonna say no name.
And I think I know who it was, and you know what I'm saying. But I ain't gonna say her name.
Yeah. But all in all, man, we had a wonderful time, man. Good turnout with good people.
Yeah,
the skate room was fun too.
It was fun.
It was fun, bro. Honestly, I thought it was like not a fear factor kind of thing, but somewhere where they put you in like a room and you got to figure it out, or you like mystery murder kind of stuff like that. I guess different themes have different parts to it.
Yeah.
But because of our group, but that shit was fun, man.
It was fun.
I was blown away by how much fun I had in a classroom setting. It's like fourth grade classroom.
Yeah,
but you had to think, man. You had to think on your toes, bro. You had to think on your toes, bro. It was fun.
It was fun, bro. It was a good experience. That was my first escape room. So I want my next one to be like one of the scary ones, like the Prison Break or the
they have
escape. The Mars Mission
yeah,
Mars.
They got the one like the murder where somebody going for like a party and they get murdered, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be dope, especially most of us CJ majors anyway. So that'd be pretty dope. Put our papers to use.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty dope, man.
Yeah, man.
But other than that, everything was Gucci, man. I enjoyed myself. Made it back home safe.
Oh yeah, me too. I made it back home tired as fuck because we was drinking like 3 days straight, boy. 3 days straight.
I ain't never gonna live down Friday. That's all I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I ain't even gonna put you out.
Hey, dog, you can go ahead and do it. It's all for the good. It's all for the good. Of
talking
the pod,
all that mess, then fold it. Yo, for the people out there,
I went to sleep, bro.
Talking about he a drinker, man, and fell to sleep early, first quarter. Talking about, you ain't get there till 3:00. I've been drinking since 3. I got there, caught up to him. My man Tap. I ain't even gonna tell you. Your wife put you out too.
Hey, she could.
Hey, your wife put you out too. I got to deal with him. Yeah.
So you talking about the person who knocked over the Jenga tower?
Yeah.
Man.
But you
get on her.
We your boys.
Yeah, you know what? Y'all did. Y'all held me down. Shout out Ferg and Reese. Y'all held me down.
We took them shots for you.
Nasty behind Tennessee.
Man, listen. Whoever told the people,
bruh,
at Jack Daniels to make Tennessee honey whiskey, bruh, what?
That aftertaste, it's like swallowing a Hall.
I don't even. Right, that shit was nasty, boy.
I almost threw up.
And then for everybody there, anyways, when I brought up that Hennessy, everybody want to tuck their tail. Oh, we doing shots of Hennessy. I'm done right now. Oh,
I would have rather done that.
But y'all some drinkers.
I would have rather done that.
Okay.
The Crown was good.
Ain't nobody out drinking a big dog, bro. Ain't nobody out drinking me.
The Crown was good though, man.
It was.
And for the record, the fellas cleaned up. Was up to 3 a.m. cleaning up.
Oh yeah. So if y'all out there and y'all think men don't clean up and never do nothing, find you another one then.
For real.
Because we be cleaning out here.
That was fun though, man. But on to some current weird news. Y'all know it's Black History Month, so we got to touch on this. And I'm not shocked at where it happened. I'm just surprised at why. I guess I don't really have an explanation. But if y'all haven't been or y'all don't know or are aware, a school in Utah is allowing youth or parents to take their kids out of school and opt out of Black History Month.
Right.
How do you opt out of something?
Which is retarded. And I'm only saying it's retarded because if you really want to get technical, and this is 100% factual, Black history is part of American history.
Say that one more time, because I don't think people understand.
Black history is part of American history. So how are you going to take a piece of history out of your own history? Y'all don't do that for the Indians. You don't,
they don't even have a month. They don't have nothing, really.
I mean, but you still learn about them in history class. You know what I'm saying? They don't try to take that part of history out.
I just feel like they're doing a disservice to the kids who's supposed to learn about it. Because granted, they're not going to teach you the real stuff you should know. They're going to keep it surface. They're going to give you the Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks story that they always tell you. Unless, this school got different curriculum. But I'm assuming it's the same every year. Yeah. Maybe some of the teachers might get creative and throw some new people in there, some faces we don't know about. Because I myself, just this year for the first time, been looking up. Like I think every day I try to look up a different inventor and something like a Black person I didn't know. So it's been teaching me a lot.
Right.
Obviously, it took me this long to do it, but I feel like they trying to erase that part of history so people don't think about it. In 20 years, nobody's gonna know that it was slavery if we let it die. 20, 30, you know what I'm saying? Like if they keep allowing stuff like this to happen. According to this article, the school reversed their decision after, a public outcry. But for them to even broach it in the first place, it says a lot about the school itself to me. Yeah. It's just like, racist. But like I said, it's in Utah. So
that's a racist move.
It's in Utah.
Right.
No, you ever heard about the Utah Jazz fans in basketball?
No.
Bro, them people crazy. It's a bunch of stories about NBA players and Utah Jazz fans just getting called the worst stuff. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I remember Russell Westbrook played out there, and he got into it with one of the hecklers in the stands.
He ain't won for it, bro. He don't play by it.
Yeah, he don't play no games. He don't play no games. But that to me, that's a racist move. If you are trying to,
there's no other way around that.
It's no other way around it.
And
if
we already told y'all
equality and shit,
all these episodes, 2021, we saying it like it is. So
right, if y'all could, I know a lot of our listeners and a lot of followers. The whole world is on Instagram, but DL Hughley made a post. It was about a white guy. It's a white guy that originally made the post, but he was like, a bunch of terms for you to tell that if somebody white is racist.
Yeah. Like they use certain phrases or words and sentences speaking about stuff. You could tell.
Go look at that though. But y'all go out there, go look at that, man. Yeah, he do. You
had him on your list of comedians. This is completely off, but I remember. Okay, yeah. He was definitely one that needed to be on the list.
Number 2.
I can't be mad at that. I used to fuck with his show too. Heavy show was a good show.
But he's really out there, you know what I'm saying? Really out there moving, you know what I'm saying, for blacks, Black history. Just keeping people woke and stuff. Plies do too, though. I'm gonna shout out Plies too. Plies do a lot. He might be playing around, you know what I'm saying, because he got his new pearly whites and stuff. But if y'all follow him on Twitter,
he be keeping
what he posts on Instagram, he don't post on Twitter. Like if you go on Twitter, you be like, somebody hack Plies page because all he talking about is political stuff, you know what I'm saying, and just black movement. And then when you get to Instagram, he plies. He being himself, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's
always two different people.
It's always two, and it's
just like when you got more relatives on one app than another one. It's almost like 3 different people, really, because Facebook, if you still got it, is different from Instagram, and Instagram is completely different from Twitter. What you post, so
right. So, yeah, man, we just thought that was. I ain't even gonna say oddly weird, just weird. Period.
Yeah,
definitely.
You know
what I'm saying? Because that obviously they know they got black students there, but for you to
I mean, it's a charter school, so maybe they don't have.
But
many.
Look, you're allowing the option for white parents. Basically, this is what it's about. White parents, white students to opt out and say, "I don't want to learn about Black history." But you're not letting the Black children or the Black parents opt out of white history.
What would that look like? Black parent decides not to.
I don't want to go to American government. I don't want to learn about American government
because it's all
go to ISS.
What would that look like?
Right,
what would that look like? What could we opt out of though?
Nothing. So we can't opt out of nothing.
We're forced to learn their way.
It's like
on that topic though, not even to jump segments, but you were talking about on Instagram and it made me think of I don't know if anybody who watches or listens know who Derek Grace is, but he's a independent author, entrepreneur, and he has academy stuff like that, his own private learning.
Started his own Monopoly, game,
in-home banking, which. If you haven't checked it out or don't know what I'm talking about, please go do it because he's teaching our people the way to be self-sufficient in a way that I've never seen before. But he posted, he was like, "Why y'all mad at this whitewashed curriculum? Like,
right? You
are still allowing these people to teach your kids anyway. So what are you mad for?" Which I can't disagree with because like we get mad at stuff, or when I say we, I mean Black people. We might get mad at what they, so to say, give us to learn, but we don't ever challenge it or come up with a different way. So it's like
white is right.
That's all we know, or that's all we see, or whatever. It's like if we don't decide to
and not
challenge
to say nothing
the status quo, like as you get older, and people who are parents may know this, you might have a different thought or opinion. But when it comes to certain things or when your kids in school, if you haven't thought about this, you should. They're gonna teach your kids something that's not factual, and you're gonna have to be as a parent the one to challenge it. You might just be like, whatever at school, they'll be all right. But I don't think I'm gonna be that kind of parent. Like if my kid come home with a project or they got to do something, and it's like completely different from like the history that I know is true or learned, I'm gonna be the one to have to say something.
It's a whole nother topic.
It is. I know.
Because I was just about to say you were just saying that schools are gonna teach your kids something that's not factual, but in actuality, us as parents, everybody, we all teach our kids something that's not factual. The Easter Bunny, Santa Claus,
I don't do that.
Halloween,
I don't do that.
You get what I'm, but a lot of people, kids out here believe in Santa.
I don't believe in ruining the kid's childhood, like making them adult right away. But some stuff, like I know, I guess I'm an asshole in this way. I'm just gonna be like real. Like if my daughter asks me where Christmas presents come from, or if Santa Claus is real, I'm not gonna be. I
told all my kids that, and they still Santa Claus. Yeah, Santa ain't real
because that's what they're gonna learn at school.
You know what I'm saying? So.
But back to your point, it's still our job to teach our kids regardless of what they may learn at school, because not everybody can be afforded the luxury to homeschool. Not everybody can be afforded the luxury, and some people can't. Whatever floats your boat, but the buck stops with you as a parent in a nutshell. Yeah. So I mean, we can go ahead and move on from that because I don't want to spend all day. Because you're definitely right. We could definitely form a whole different episode just talking about that alone. Right. But I do got to give a round of applause to you. Go ahead, give yourself a round of applause.
Hey, and if you don't know,
we got a button.
Oh yeah, we do. I was gonna clap it up. You know what I'm saying? But we got a button. Shout out to them goddamn Buccaneers.
We got gunshots too. Nah, we don't need no guns.
Well, I ain't gonna bust them in the head.
I'm gonna give you credit. You called it. I picked the Chiefs to be in a close game. I said it because we needed some back and forth. But honestly, I'm happy them boys did it. And this, whatever you think about Tom Brady from a political aspect, because
put some respect on my dog name.
The man is the GOAT, bro. When it comes to playing football,
my boy name,
I don't believe he's the best athlete ever.
You heard what Stephen A. Smith said.
I listened to a little bit this morning, but I didn't hear what he said.
He is the greatest sports athlete of all time.
I can't put athlete in front of Tom Brady's name because he's not an athlete to me.
What you mean quarterbacks are athletes?
Tom Brady, he ran a 5.2.
It don't matter.
He's not an athlete.
He can slang that thing, dissect defenses.
That's mental. They don't got nothing to do with athletic ability.
That's athleticism.
No, bro. Go look up athleticism.
Jamarcus Russell.
He was a fat
Couldn't read defenses.
He had an arm, so they picked him. That's college, bro. That's different. That's different. No, he was the first pick in the draft.
Even in the NFL,
Tom Brady was a 6th round pick.
NFL, bro. That's to play.
Okay,
that's part of athleticism.
Who's a better athlete, LeBron James or Tom Brady?
LeBron, because he played basketball.
What are you talking about? Ronaldo
basketball and football are different.
Who's a better athlete, Cristiano Ronaldo or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Bruh, are you serious?
2 different sports.
No. You got to be able to run, jump, and move to be an athlete.
You have to be able to say hike, know the rush coming, avoid the rush, scan the field,
No,
know the time on the clock, when to throw it away, when to throw it.
Here,
you gotta. That's not
somebody. If he can't move,
you gotta hit a receiver on the dime.
Okay. Is Lamar Jackson a better athlete than Tom Brady?
Yes.
But then how is he the best athlete ever?
He is.
No.
Yes, he is. Look,
that just contradicts it.
Lamar is a better athlete in certain aspects of the game.
When you hear athlete, what do you think of? When you hear the word athlete, take who are we talking about? When you hear the word athlete, what do you think?
When I hear the word athlete, I'm thinking all around athleticism.
Well, okay.
To have a certain mentality or the mental aspect of a game is part of your athleticism. Check this out. Look, I'm finna kill you right now. Okay. Track athletes. Just because you fast don't mean you gonna win the race. You have to learn technique. You have to learn how to come out the blocks, when to pick your head up, when to increase your stride, timing your jump over the hurdle. Like that's mental too, because as you running, you got to remember left over right, up 1 2 3 up 1 2 3 up.
It's a full package.
It is.
But to me, when I hear the word athleticism, and this could be because Tom Brady's white. If he was black, I might think about this differently. I ain't going front. Because if Tom Brady was black, we would not consider him.
Shaq is athletic, but Shaq can't shoot either.
But we're not talking about shooting. We're talking about athletic ability.
I'm saying every sport is different, so you can't compare. Tom Brady. But you can't compare a basketball player to a football player because they play two different sports. He's athletic over there in his area.
LeBron
in
was
the
a bad
NBA.
example because he was all state in both. But you can't put a
Tom
quarterback
Brady is the
can't move.
best athlete out there.
He's the best He's the best quarterback ever. I'll give you that. But I'm not going to put athlete in front of his name. I'm not
in
gonna put
sports.
Athlete. I'm not gonna put athlete in front of his name. I can't.
You got to.
I can't do it.
You got to.
We can agree to disagree.
We can. But just put some respect on my dog name.
I'm not a Brady hater. I just don't like.
And you see my dog when he was talking to Tyrann Mathieu.
Hey.
He fired me up,
say
dog.
Psycho Tom. Hey, somebody posted
you poked the bell.
Somebody posted on Instagram. Y'all done brought the East Tampa out of Tom.
You feel me? You know my boy been here in the city chilling.
He never did that ever. He don't chase nobody down talking.
He chased that man down.
And then went after him the rest of the night.
The rest of the my boy from Tampa. Shout out to Tom Brady, man.
All I know is Tom G stamped him, so. He might as well.
It's official. If Tom, you know what I'm saying? Tom,
but just
basically
think about
the man
this,
of the city. So
this man was in one place for 20 or 19 years. Left that one place after everybody said he was washed up. Max Kellerman, he gonna fall off a cliff.
Oh yeah, Max Kellerman eat ass now.
This man went somewhere with no training camp, no OTAs because of COVID, and won the Super Bowl his first year. How you think Jameis feel right now?
Jameis suck, and I'm a Florida State fan.
How you think he feel though? Because I played baseball growing up, and I was always told if you get struck out and then somebody behind you hit a home run, you ass. That's exactly what just happened.
It might not be you ass. You might ain't just get your pitch, but I know what I'm saying. I get what you're saying. But Jameis had years, and he had them to the same team, minus AB and Leonard Fournette.
That's in
Gronk. Winfield and Gronk. You know what I'm saying?
But man, I can't be mad at him, bro. It was.
I mean. For people out there talking about it was Belichick. Where he at now? He wasn't on the Bucks.
Bro.
My boy won that bitch by himself.
Brady solidified himself.
Because he the GOAT.
They say he the system, but
he the GOAT.
That man got 7 rings and 10 tries.
And
bro.
he finna get 10.
That's crazy. But you know what's crazy though, dog? I seen Mike Evans say he'll fix his give up some money. He'll give up some money to keep the team together. I salute him for that, bro. Brady been doing it his whole career, but
Brady a different beast in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl.
I brought up the whole switching teams thing just to say that people got to put respect on LeBron's name too.
They got to,
but they don't.
For them people who disrespect LeBron, check me out. Don't matter how many times this man went to the finals and lost, he still made it.
Bro, this man
went
to 3 different teams.
Not this one he won with the Lakers, but the 2 before that, he took trash to the fucking finals.
Bro, the first time he went to the finals,
he won the Eastern Conference Finals by his fucking self.
Nobody can name any player on the team that he took to the finals in Cleveland the first time when they lost to the Spurs.
None of them.
Can't name. I can name just Drew Selgowski. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right.
Was Mo on there? Mo Johnson was there?
Mo Williams,
yeah.
He was there, I think. No, I think that was the year they lost to Dwight Howard. But the first time he went, I know Boobie Gibson was on that team, Sasha Pavlovich, Anthony Parker. Bro, look who I'm naming.
Right, nobody's because I don't know none of them.
Drew Gooden might have been on the team. Bro,
nobody. Listen, LeBron can play.
But back to Brady is a different beast, bro.
Brady a different beast.
Bro, he got more
like
rings than every franchise in the NFL.
And he's the first goddamn NFL player to win a ring in 3 different decades.
Bro, he went to a new conference.
And smoked that shit.
They said he couldn't beat Drew Brees because they beat him twice in regular season. He beat Brees, Brady.
He beat him when it mattered.
Brees, Mahomes, and Aaron Rodgers.
And he beat all of them when it mattered. He beat all 3 of them when it mattered.
Playoff time is different, bro.
When it mattered. We ain't talking about regular season.
Bro.
He beat all 3 of them when it mattered.
The man went on the road for every matchup. Besides, we happened to host the Super Bowl. First time in history that ever happened.
My boy went to Lambeau and won in Lambeau.
That man different, bro.
Put some respect on him. I'm finna get that man name tatted on me, dog.
Right,
straight up, bro. I'm finna get that man name tatted on me, dog.
That man different.
Because he a GOAT.
He is. I feel like when it comes to that conversation, though, people talk about championships and nobody remember Bill Russell got 11 rings and they automatically jump to Jordan.
And that's crazy.
Because nobody saw it. That's
and
I
think
why.
They do that too because there was 2 different type of players, 2 different positions. When you play
Jordan was just so like.
But when you play the one of the 2, that's meant for the spotlight. You are
Bill
the
Russell
team.
was like a center who didn't score, but he did everything else.
Right.
So I get it, but
I think that's why LeBron don't get a lot of respect. But the man played a 1 through 5.
He played everything, bro.
He played 1 through 5.
The man had in the finals. He led the team in every category. Who does that?
And y'all don't want to give my man no.
But yeah, I didn't think the game was gonna be like that last night, bro. I thought it was gonna be more competitive.
Called a hell of a game.
Bruce Arians got the most diverse coaching staff.
And what I told you if we lock up Tyreek Hill, Kelsey can get all the catches he want, but I'd rather him catch that shit and run for 10 than Tyreek to catch it and run for 60.
Top off. But Ty both learned his lesson. He tried to play man the first time and got doors blown off. But he said, you know what? I'm gonna put everything in front of me and I'm gonna let them 4 boys rush. And bro, you seen how Mahomes was running around looking crazy throwing the ball?
And shout out to him though, for real.
Yeah, he was making some crazy throws. They was dropping a lot of passes, but who throwing the ball laying down in the air?
He a GOAT. He
gonna get there.
First round ballot Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he gonna get there.
First, like ain't no way. Whenever Brady decide to leave,
next
it's gonna be Mahomes. It's Mahomes NFL, bro. Because I don't see no other quarterback. If
the only 2 playoff losses Patrick Mahomes got came against who? Tom Brady. The 2 years ago in the AFC Championship game, and then this year. That's nuts though. Hey, if Brady played till he's 45, bro, he might get 2 more rings, bro. He might end up with
because 9. He's like LeBron. He gets better with time.
If they protect him and he don't take a lot of hits and he can stay healthy, he
getting better with time, bro. His
wife might be the only person to make him retire though, because she said she ready for him to retire. But
nah, my boy need 10. I think he gonna
pull in a 10 Super Bowl.
He gonna pull.
Think about that.
He gonna pull a LeBron. I think him and LeBron chasing the same thing, the rings to be. Like if Brady get 10, ain't nobody else getting 10.
Ain't nobody catching 7.
If LeBron if LeBron passed 6 rings,
it's a wrap.
Nobody's catching him.
It's a wrap.
That's it. Once he passed Jordan in rings,
it's a wrap.
Don't matter how many times he went to finals and lost. He has 7 rings. No other player will get 7.
Well, Robert Horry got him by traveling, but still,
you feel
I know what you mean. Like being the sole reason you get them.
The sole reason you get them.
It's crazy.
Ain't nobody touching them, man.
I mean, like I said, hats off to him. Even after the game, he was just chilling.
He was, and he sent a text to Tyrann Mathieu, but I wouldn't have texted him out of, you know what I'm saying?
But I think they got a lot of respect for each other.
They do, but you know what I'm saying? The smoke is smoke. You know, during the game, you supposed to talk trash. I've never seen him do that. So when he did that, bro, it fired me up, bro. Like I'm like, bro, Tom is finna smoke him. He finna blow the doors off these boys.
Bro, Tom went over there. All I could imagine was him saying, "Oh yeah, fuck nigga." Yeah, I was like, "Oh
yeah, okay, put it on your fuck ass." Bro, he been in Tampa too long. I seen a little video of him Kodak bopping. I say, bro,
it's a wrap.
Man, done been in Tampa too long, boy. He probably was at Underground watching Pooh Shiesty after the game. Tom probably pulled up on Pooh Shiesty, burnt one with him.
Them boys really did that.
They did though.
Them boys did that, man.
I ain't even gonna talk y'all head off. Y'all already know, man. Tampa,
we did that.
Greatest city in the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, hey. We're going to be back next year, too. So, yeah, man. So, what you trying to bust down on this topic?
Might as well go ahead and jump into some, man. Where we at? We 25 minutes in, man. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
You change up the effects. Okay.
Just a little bit. Change a little bit.
Young Bar. Yeah, I got you.
Just a little bit. So, No, I'm gonna let you lead today's topic. You the topic leader, man.
Go ahead. I got you. What's that? So, man, I was thinking, bro, like, with all these changes and all this stuff going on in the world, stuff was different back in the day, obviously, because we had to progress some kind of way. But it made me think of, like, how we are as a people, or just in general, how things have changed over generation to generation to generation. Mm-hmm. So, like, I know you've probably seen the meme or the videos of TikTok of, like, a dude running to a door. I think I might have sent it to you. And it was like, he walked into the door as not a baby boomer, but Generation X walked into the door. And he's like, they just walk into it, move out the way. And then the millennials walk into it. And it's like, and they just walk away. But now it's like the Gen Z kids walk into it, and it's like, mommy, my pussy hurts. And it's like, it made me think, man, that like, our different generations are being raised differently.
This generation soft, and
that's what I was going to get. I ain't want to just
wild
jump out
as
there.
Fuck, but they soft.
Yeah, I ain't gonna.
They wild as fuck, but they soft.
And that was my whole point of this episode, man. Like, what is the difference in the generation gaps? Why are things different how they are, and how can we compare them to see why they're different?
We already talked about this too.
We
touched on it a little bit. I think the main reason that this generation compared to our generation is so different is technology, bro.
Technology, yeah.
Listen,
we grew up.
We grew up outside, but
we had it teenage years.
Right. When I was younger, bro. So we grew up outside. You wanted to go get on your mongoose bike or your Huffy with the pegs on it, ride around the neighborhood and everything. Yeah. And then you come in when the street, like I had a Nintendo, the regular Nintendo with Mario on it. You know what I'm saying? So
I had the Sega with the
and the only time I played it is when I couldn't go outside. When you had to be in the house before the street lights, the only time I played it was like
I had to be in the house
before I went to bed to wake up for school the next day,
or the weekend early morning. But we watching cartoons. It wasn't an all day thing.
It wasn't an all day thing, bro.
Get out that game.
Only time you used to watch TV Saturday morning, Saturday and Sunday. Other than that, man, you outside.
Okay, so my first question, like, I'm assuming everybody we in our 30s, so everybody grandparents should be around the same age. You know, they should have been maybe 1946. So let's say your grandma's 75.
Okay.
They was raised a different way, obviously.
Between 65 and 70.
But that's just the oldest they can be.
Yeah.
From 46 to 64 in that area. You know,
yeah.
Some people grandparents older, some people younger.
Young.
Yeah, and that was another one of my things. Young. Like, we got younger grandparents now because we got younger parents because everything is so sped up in this society that we're in right now. Like, think about how your grandparents raised your parents, and then how your parents raised you, and now how you got to raise your kids. You got to kind of what's the word? Adapt with the changes, but also that adapts parenting styles, which raises kids differently.
Tradition is no longer valued.
Bruh, think about this. We don't have daycares no more. I mean, not daycares. Parents can't, because of economics and all that stuff, inflation, whatever. It's a lot of parents that in both households that work, you know, so the kids got to go to daycare. So somebody else is almost raising your kid. So there's no more of those family instilled values.
That's like traditional though, because I think
it's some places it is.
Because I ain't mean to cut you off, but like the family instilled values that just come from them taking you, or when they get off, them, you know what I'm saying, spending time with you, or taking you to family reunions, or you know what I'm saying, y'all doing family stuff on the weekends.
You just brought up a great point. How many people you know in this day and age personally that go to family reunions anymore? When's the last time you heard?
They don't exist no more.
Exactly,
because all of the older people
that used to hold, the patriarchs that held that down to set it up.
They're dying
now. Everybody's so busy. Everybody only on, and you see people on Facebook all the time or in social media, so you feel like you connected more, so you don't have to see them in person.
Because my family got like a structure to it. Like, we have a historian, we have a whole committee in our family that takes
that's fire.
That does the family reunion. They collect the money and everything by the venue, whether we have it in Mississippi or California, because I have family in Meridian, Mississippi, and also in California. So we only hosted, I think, one here in Tampa.
Fire,
but we have them in California and Mississippi. But like, I was coming back, I was in Georgia, but I was coming back. I missed it. One of my aunts, my aunt Lee passed, rest in peace to her. But at her passing, they actually passed the torch down to my generation, because I have cousins 38, 39, you know what I'm saying, and down 30, between 35 and 38, and they literally passed the torch to them and told them that, hey, we're in charge of, you know what I'm saying, the torch, basically. The family reunion, keeping the family together, so my kids can know, you know what I'm saying, all their family, instead of us just having kids being out there and the only family you know is the immediate family. You know what I'm saying?
That's something I feel like is lost. Like,
it's not valued anymore.
I've been to one family reunion my whole entire life.
Wow.
One. And I was maybe 5, 6. And I can remember it just because there's a lot of commotion and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, that is something that you probably will see now on like a Madea movie or something like that. When I'm like, dang, I don't know nobody I don't know anybody who ever mentioned a family reunion. Like, everybody's so busy. It's like, is that something that was done on purpose, or that's just changing with times? Like,
it's just changing. I think it's just changing with time, because like social media makes everything so accessible.
So you feel like you talk to people all the time.
All the time. You don't have to see them because you talk to them.
Even when
online.
we went to, bring back to our, our original topic of the episode, where we was, had a little birthday gathering. We ain't seen people in person in.
Bro, when Danielle was like, it been like 10 years, I had to sit back and be like, damn.
I just seen you last week on Instagram. Right, like, it don't feel like
really
that.
Been like I've been out of college down to 10 years.
My 10-year reunion is this year, and I didn't even know that.
Me either, bro. Mine's next year, and I'm like, damn, bro. She blew my mind with that. It don't seem like that. It don't,
and that's. I think there's beauty and the madness to that, but it's also crazy to show you how fast time goes by. You don't realize it because I think with this faster paced society, you don't get a chance to really appreciate stuff in time and like how you're supposed to absorb it. It's everything is like boom, 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 boom. So you forget stuff, you don't remember things, or even like your attention span for it is just so short that you can't even hold a conversation no more without being like, all right, I got something else to do, or your mind just on 500.
And a lot of stuff get lost in the sauce, man. Like just parental values, period. Like a lot of these people, like for instance, little girls, like a lot of these people will teach their girls how to twerk or let them learn Cardi B songs and all of that shit before they teach them how to write their own name. Yeah, how to cook or do anything. Like, you get what I'm saying?
You
like,
just touch on a golden nugget right there.
It's just lost. Even it go vice versa too for the little boys. You don't teach them how to. You know what I'm saying? Men ain't teaching them how to change tires or be out there raking, cutting grass.
And I mean, obviously, with today's climate, you saying that, it's like, oh, what are you saying? Women can't do that, but back in the day, it was almost like a sense of pride to a man doing certain work and a woman being able to do so. Everybody had their role.
Everybody had their role.
And it's like I was saying about the like kids going to daycare and stuff. Like, it was almost like a rite of passage for your wife to watch the kids.
Daycare is much more prevalent now because people are like, well, shit, I ain't got time to raise my own kids. Send them to daycare because that's what they get paid to do.
It's like, bro,
and that's really not what.
It kind of makes me upset because it's like, dang. If you don't make a certain amount of money to be able to keep your significant other home or stay home with your kids, or you don't own a company, you kind of just fucked because you got to be stuck in the rabbit race or the hamster wheel, so to say. And
that's what I was, you know what I'm saying, trying to, one of our friends we talked about this, and if you able to keep your wife home, then you are. If you ain't, you ain't. Yeah. But for me, in my situation, I like for my wife to be home because I know my kids are beyond their time. So, when they get to school, it's a lot of stuff they already know because my wife take the time out to teach them how to read, how to write, and what's what. You know what I'm saying? I would rather her do that and, you know what I'm saying, just keep building our legacy, you know what I'm saying, and adding to our legacy that way than, you know what I'm saying, her to be out there punching somebody else's clock. You know what I'm saying? And us having to depend on the teachers to actually teach our children.
Because it's almost like you got to do double the work.
Right.
Until they get to a school where you don't have to pay for it. It's like, are they teaching them enough, or did they get enough one-on-one time?
And that's why, I mean, everybody got their own take on stuff. I don't mean to go off topic, but that's why I want my kids to go to private school. Because I feel like it's they take it more seriously there. Because them teachers' jobs depend on them kids passing. Yeah. Or not, it
should be like that with public school, but unfortunately, we know it's not. It's not wrong with public school. I went to a public school. I'm sure you went to a public school. We turned out fine, but as a parent, you always want what's better, or not. I ain't gonna say what's better. You want to give your kids what you didn't have in a certain sense. So you feel like,
and what's better,
better. Keep it real. It is, if you can pay for it and afford it, it's probably gonna be better.
I feel like I went through everything I went through for my kids, so they don't have to go through it. Like, you know what I'm saying.
Speaking of that, do you feel like, how you was raised in a kind of a rough, we both was raised in a rough environment from certain hoods in Tampa that, teach you certain stuff at a young age.
From the east side, man, 43rd.
I was raised in Silver Springs, 13th Street. So, But what I'm saying is, my kids will never have that kind of surrounding, or even probably go to school with people from that area to kind of teach them that, you know, it's book smarts and it's street smarts. Like, do you feel like our kids might suffer in that aspect because they don't have that around them, or do they have cousins and friends that'll teach them that? I'm
glad you asked me that, because I do feel like some type of way. I feel like where I grew up at and where I'm from made you
tough. Exactly. You had to.
Tough.
If you didn't, you was gonna get ate alive.
Man, I went to Robles Elementary. Man, we was talking about coochie and hunching.
It's no different now, though.
First, second, third grade. Like,
it's probably even worse now.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we was cussing third, fourth grade. Yeah. I'm cussing teachers out. Like, and
snapping.
You had to fight. Like, you had to. And now.
Or you had to know how to chew on somebody to survive.
And now I don't want my kids to have to grow through that. But in my head, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you feel like you taking away
experience?
Right. That will help them be sociable.
I do. In a sense, I do. It's like a give and a take, because you know the dangers of it if you're not built like that, and and it goes back to a 2-parent household. Right. Like, I was raised in a 1-parent household, so I experienced stuff way earlier. I'm sure you did too, and not unfortunately, but fortunately, our spouses didn't have to go through that. But they don't have that same picture of life that we do. So even riding the bus is scary for somebody like that. I rode the bus till I was in 10th grade. It ain't never like I just had to ride the bus. It is what it is. Or I had to walk, or I had to take the city bus. Something happened, but sometimes you just have to do what you got to do.
It's crazy because I feel like one of those overprotective parents. Like, I'm scared. What if my daughter go to school and get picked on? Bruh. She'll hit her brothers real quick, but scared to hit somebody at school. And I'm like, what is the fear? Are you, because you obviously not afraid to get hit back by one of your brothers.
You preaching to the choir, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Now I understand why white parents be spooked out, like when their kid is in certain type of environment, or they don't want them going to certain schools. Like, I understand it. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you can instill everything in your heart into your kids, but you don't know their heart. You don't know what if that pressure gonna make a diamond or if they gonna fold.
You can't always be there,
right? So you know what I'm saying.
That's the scary part.
And you have to have the faith in them to know or to think that my child is going to protect themselves. Like, they're fight or flight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, my daughter, we was at my mom's house, and, you know, she lived in the country area. So they had it's like a dude that owned a goat pasture, and the goats come up to the gate, the kids could feed them. And there was some kids that, like, came next door. I guess they, you know, friends of people who lived there or whatnot. I don't really know the people. But it's funny because you could tell they was like they city kids, you know, a little rougher around the edges. You know, they play in rough house and stuff. My daughter ain't like that. She, you know, she's 3. She just a little sweet little girl. She real naive. She say hi to everybody. She don't really understand that some parents, you don't talk stranger danger. You know, I try to tell her that, but she don't get it yet. So, like, one of the little boys had a ball she wanted. He wouldn't give it to her. She started crying. I'm like, just take the ball. Like, he took it from you. Take it back. He unzipped her thing. She started crying. And I'm like, damn, my daughter going to be soft. Yeah. And I'm not saying, like, I got to teach her to be a karate master or Cobra Kai at 4. But at the same time, it's like,
teach them how to deal with
that. It kind of just opened my eyes up. I'm like, if she not around, like, kids more often that's not always in a school setting where they following rules and not hitting each other. Not saying you got to send kids somewhere to get beat up, but if she don't go to the right parks sooner or later, she not going to get. I
don't want my kids growing up thinking everything is sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah. Speaking of D.L. Hughley, you remember the episode, if you watch the show, if y'all watch the show, y'all know what I'm talking about. He was so tired of his kids being soft. He was like, you know what? We selling the house. We're moving back to the hood. I'm tired of this. Because it's like, bro, how they not going to get that experience of real life? And it's almost like, we talked about this a couple episodes ago as black people, bro. We have the most unique way of living because we can come from the trenches and shine. And then go back and still feel like we at home. But once you uproot that trenches lifestyle, your kids don't understand it. So they kind of almost look down on it. And you got to kind of remind them, like, if it wasn't for these situations and these environments, you wouldn't be here and have what you have. Because I realized, you know, this probably ain't the best way of living, but it made me, like, every rapper that grew up in a certain situation don't want to live there forever. Ain't nobody selling dope that want to do it forever. So,
and this go with our topic, generational gaps. I think that, like, the biggest thing right now is this generation, and not even just this generation, my generation, the generation before us, like our parents. Our parents taught us how to be comfortable in the struggle. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So now, with you teaching that and instilling that in your kids, you have people like me and you we were raised to be comfortable in the struggle, but we seen outside of the struggle.
We were able to be that, like, all right, I want to.
Okay, we're comfortable here, but I can be comfortable there over here and not be struggling. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I completely understand.
But it's some people who get comfortable with the struggle because that's what they were taught, and then they pass it down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And now you teaching your kids to not see a way out. You boxing them. Yeah. So all they know is a box. All they know is Section 8. All they know is food stamps. You know, not to say it's anything wrong with that.
If you need
but it is something wrong with that if you rely teaching your kids that that's all there is for them to obtain.
Yep. There's more than that, bro. And
you know what I'm saying?
We got, bro. It's definitely more than that, bro. Like
it is, bro. And that shit.
Even when
sad.
And this is future shit I'm touching on. But even when our young men and young women think that athletics is the only way out.
Yeah.
It's more than the league, bro.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
More than that.
It's more than that. And it sucks because it's a dude I follow. I don't know if you heard of him. His name Raspy Ross on Instagram. He kind of Derek Grace type too. He was posting something about our kids are only taught that like athletics are the only way when it's more warfare. It's like they using our bodies to make money and they giving us change.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and I won't even jump into that because like I said, that's a future topic, but it's so prevalent because like you saying, the generation now is not going to really know, depending on how they raised, certain things that we grew up on, and it's just different, bro. Like
you got the roads that grew from concrete, and then you got. To me, I see three different avenues of what I'm saying growing up. You got the roads that grew from concrete, you got the roads that didn't make it through the concrete, and then you have. You know what I'm saying? The rows that didn't have to grow in the rows that grew in a flower bed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Those are the privileged
it's almost
people.
Like the unicorn and rainbow glasses stay on forever until they forced to be broken. Like my quote unquote unicorn and rainbow, everything is perfect world, that shit was shattered at like 6.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, I remember walking
introduced to life early.
For real. I walk around with my lawnmower, cutting grass to get money to help my mama, selling candy door to door, whatever I had to do to make an extra buck because I saw it.
Yeah.
And I didn't think less of my mom. I just saw how much she struggled. And I was like, I gotta do something.
And that's crazy. Me and my wife I was talking to my wife about that like a minute ago. Like, and now looking back on my childhood, my mom was a single parent. She worked at Memorial Hospital as an RN, you know what I'm saying, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Got home, took a shower and went she was tired because she had to do it, you know what I'm saying, all the time. But like, it's crazy because I wish I could have spent more time with my mom, but life don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? But I understood.
Definitely.
You get what I'm saying? And this is still on topic too. I mean, it's I should have said it more towards the end, but it's fuck it. I'm going to say it anyways. But you can't blame your parents for not teaching you everything or showing you stuff because look at it like this. Your parents were only teaching you what they were taught. Bruh. So look at the era their parents were grew up in. They knew nothing about education. They couldn't
predict how our time would be.
Right. They, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure my mama ain't have nobody in her ear talking about college. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Because her parents grew up in segregation. They wasn't even allowed to go to school.
Bruh, my mom apologized to me so much for like not showing me stuff when I tell her, I put her up on like stock stuff. I'm telling her, trying to just talk to her about different stuff, even life insurance. She's like, I'm like, you don't have to apologize. I know what you went through. Yeah. I'm thankful you went through it so I didn't have to. And even the stuff I did go through, I was able to come up out of it. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have went to school.
Thankful for just seeing it because it prepared me.
For the real.
So she don't even know that she taught you without even
it was almost like a secondary education kind of like she taught me secondary just by going through it so I could look and learn. And my wife, speaking of wives, I was talking to my wife about this too. Like our parents went through stuff, but they kind of shaded it from us in certain aspects. If like me being raised in a single parent household, I could just watch. There was nobody to talk to me whilst they was going through stuff. You know how like if you got two parents, they might be dealing with some shit and you'll never know. As a kid, my wife was always, saying like, I just thought stuff was different when I was younger because she still kind of got her glasses on a little bit and they coming off. But back to 1 parent, 2 parent households, like stuff is different for us because we got to be there because ain't nobody else to be there. Like if you raised with 2 parents or you got uncle, aunt live with you, whatever like that, it's almost like you can get shaded from it a little bit. But not everybody is as fortunate. So now, like when she sees certain stuff, and she's like, "Dang, how did I not see this before?" And it's like your parents did a great job of hiding it from you. But everybody ain't that fortunate. So don't feel like you don't know. You just didn't have to. You was blessed not to have to experience it.
You know what I'm saying?
So she kind of always feel bad because she's like, "Dang, I didn't know this." And now I'm like, "You didn't need to know at that time." So, but you with somebody that did. So like it's an offset.
It ain't about, you know what I'm saying, how you find out. At least when you find out, just take heed to it and then try to build on it. You know what I'm saying?
And then you also, now you got a nugget to teach your kid.
Right.
Because they don't have to, they're not going to experience it because you don't want them to, because they don't need to.
Or even if they do, because you're not going to always be there.
Exactly.
But even if they do go through it, you done planted that seed. So now, once they get encountered with this situation, they can run through their memory bank. Oh, my mama told me that. Oh, my daddy taught me this. Like, okay, this is how I deal with this person. This is how I deal with this person. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting faced with a situation and then not knowing how to deal with it, being like, you know what I'm saying, a deer in headlights.
Bro, I think I might want to say this, but it's a great point about going through stuff and having different viewpoints on parenting and how to raise stuff. So I'm just saying, I'm gonna leave it alone. Right?
I mean, yeah, man. But
okay, back to the topic. Okay, so when you come to generational gaps, bro, the biggest thing to me that's like different is how we treat mental health these days. Like, think about, as men, let's say 2 generations ago, you go to work, you shut up, do what you got to do. There was never like a time for you to be like, you couldn't express love. Not that you couldn't, you just probably never knew how to express love a certain way, or, you know, even express how you felt. You just, I got to put food on the table, got to take care of my kids, and I got to do it the next day. I ain't got time to be worried about it. I don't know. I might not know how to say I love you every day or show it, but I do. But this is how I do it. And not everybody probably got that. Guys, you know, if you got a grandparent who, if you talk to your dad or your mom, they'll say, my mom, tough love. You know that old saying. I don't really hear that a lot no more, because it's frowned upon to be not strict, but show that tough love kind of thing. Like, me and my wife talk about it all the time. She's like, oh, you too like direct, or you know, she don't need tough love, this and that. I'm like, who gonna show her it then? Like, I don't want her to think everybody gonna be just all nice and giving her whatever she wants. Like, she has to understand, like, just because she says, yeah, I want this, don't mean she gonna get it. Or if somebody says no, she don't gotta cry. You just, you know, okay, I'll get it later. But I brought that up because I wanted to play a clip for y'all, and YouTube, we about to play a clip. It's, you know, about 2 minutes long, but I'm sure if y'all know who Denzel Washington is, this is prevalent on this topic. It's from the movie Fences. So audio, you'll hear it. YouTube, sorry, you just gotta wait a couple seconds. So let me play it for y'all.
Can I ask you a question? The hell you got to ask me, Mr. Stewiggy, the one you got the questions for. How come you ain't never liked me? Like you? Who the hell said I got to like you? What law is there say I got to like you? Want to stand up in front of my face and ask a damn fool-ass question like that? Talking about liking somebody. Come here, boy, when I talk to you. Straighten up, goddammit. I asked you a question. What law is there say I got to like you? None. All right, then. Don't you eat every day? Answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day? Yeah. Nigga, as long as you in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me. Yes, sir. You eat every day. Yes, sir. Got a roof over your head. Yes, sir. Got clothes on your back. Yes, sir. Why you think that is? Because of you. Hell, I know it's because of me. But why do you think that is? Because you like me? Like you. I go out of here every morning. I bust my butt putting up with them crackers every day because I like you. You're about the biggest fool I ever saw. It's my job. It's my responsibility. A man is supposed to take care of his family. You live in my house, fill your belly with my food, put your behind on my bed because you're my son. Not because I like you, because it's my duty to take care of you. I owe a responsibility to you. Now, let's get this straight right here and now before I go along any further. I ain't got to like you. Mr. Rand don't give me my money come payday because he like me. He give it to me because he owe me. Now, I don't give you everything I got to give you. I give you your life. Me and your mama worked that out between us, and liking your black ass wasn't part of the bargain. Now, don't you go through life worrying about whether somebody like you or not. You best be making sure they're doing right by you. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Then get the hell out of my face and get on down to that A&P.
So that C word funny.
First, it is. That wasn't even the point of the clip, but it is funny. But first thoughts on that, like
my thoughts gonna really ruffle some feathers, but I'm gonna save it because I feel like I'm gonna save it towards the end. But my thoughts on that is I 100% agree, and it's You don't. I mean, come on now. I love my kids. You supposed to like your kids. I guess you supposed to like your kids. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that one, but you don't gotta like them. But you definitely owe a responsibility to them. You owe a debt to them, and if you don't adhere to that debt, then you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dudes who run from that responsibility or run from the responsibility of taking care of their family. Like, and I'm gonna say what I was gonna say, but so basically, with mental health, with men, women, whatever, mental health period, it's big. Don't get me wrong, I ain't taking nothing away from it. It's big, but it's a good and a bad thing. Because back when we was growing up, mental health was frowned upon. No, you get out there, this is what you're supposed to do. Don't cry about nothing, just get up and do what you got to do. And that made you tough. That made you run head first through a lot of obstacles and accomplish them. But when somebody told you, oh, it's okay to cry, it's okay to do this, that, and the third, people start to run from a lot of things because they can't handle them, or they don't want to sit there and figure out how to handle them. You get what I'm saying? It's pros and cons to it. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. But I think that's why a lot of dudes run from taking care of their kids or taking care of their family, or they go up to these females and be like, oh, hell no, everything gonna be 50-50. Like, bruh, you a man. At the end of the day, take care of your responsibility. Whether you get a wife, you get kids, take care of it. Hey, if my wife want to work, she can work. If she don't want to work, it don't matter, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna make sure she's straight. I don't care, because at the end of the day, she is part of my fruits of my labor. You know what I'm saying? That's part of my roses. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna enjoy that because I'm giving her the opportunity to spread her wings, to fly, to do whatever the fuck she wanna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of dudes get complacent. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about this, like 50-50 a lot. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing 50-50, you leaning on that person. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's taken away from you,
you don't know how to act.
You don't know how to act. You don't know how to make the rent by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you're dependent upon somebody else.
Your brain will say, "Oh, I got this help over here. I don't need to prepare for when I'm by myself."
And you know what I'm saying? You just becoming accustomed to being dependent.
Yeah.
Everybody, I don't care, female, male, everybody need to have a sense of dependency.
What did you say a couple episodes ago? Don't bring a seat, bring a table.
Bring a table. Like, at the end of the, like, I know you here, but I got a table. Knock on wood. If you were to pass, your wife need to have a table. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? To pick up and keep going as if you never left. Yep. You get what I'm saying? But back to, you know what I'm saying, the clip, man, that's real. Like, at the end of the day, I owe a debt to my kids, and I'm gonna pay that debt if it kill me.
I got two viewpoints on it. First, I'm gonna talk from the son point of view. That era, I forget when the movie was based, but I'm gonna say, since he used the C word, I'm assuming it was back in times where it was still kind of separated. It still is now, but it's a lot less in the public. I ain't even gonna say that. It's still the same shit.
Right.
But the son is like, you never told me, you act like you don't like me. You don't play with me no more. You don't tell me you love me. You might not even give me a hug. What, did I do something to you? Like, what is it? First reason I say I'm gonna talk from the son's point of view is because I didn't grow up with a dad. I always want to ask my dad that question. Like, what did I do for you not to want to be around me? What did I do for you not to want to take care of me? What happened? Or, like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? Stuff like that. So from his point of view, he probably like, did my dad not like me? That's why he said, why don't you like me?
I can see that.
So boom, the dad is like, bruh, it ain't my job to like you. You my son. I'm taking care of you because it's my responsibility, which is back to you, the whole man thing. And I brought up the mental health stuff because some people might see that now and be like, oh, that's verbal abuse or mental health abuse, mental abuse, whatever. Because like I said, in my field of work, I've seen people get their kids taken for less. So from Denzel's point of view, his character's point of view, I'm taking care of you, like you said, because it's my responsibility as a man. You didn't ask to be born. Right. So since me and your mama worked that out, your black ass wasn't part of the deal, but that's what happened. I ain't pull out. Now I got to take care of you. Yeah. So it's not, I don't have to like you per se, because your kid's going to do stuff to make you upset. They're going to, but it's an unconditional love. No matter what, you're going to love them. Just like people with more than one kid, I'm assuming probably got a favorite kid. For whatever reason, it could be your firstborn, it could be your lastborn, it could be the one who
they
always
lie and say they don't, but they do.
They wouldn't tell their kids they had a favorite. Right. But amongst adults, we might pick and choose and laugh about it, whatever the case may be. But I don't think there was anything wrong with what he said.
It's not, because,
but it also depends. Not to jump.
Go ahead.
But it also depends on how their relationship is. So, like, if you have a relationship where you can talk to your son or your daughter and know that they're not going to be offended by it, you can say what it is.
But I think,
that clip, say, put that in 2021, your kid gonna walk away crying and might need to go to see a therapist.
They're gonna miss the whole message because it was a message.
Back to the point of it was a whole newer generation kind of being soft.
He was giving him a gem. Like, you heard what he told you. You better make sure people are doing right.
That was the message.
That was the message.
That was the message that everybody.
Don't worry about if I love you or not.
Not even love. He said like you.
Right.
I ain't gotta like you. Make sure I'm doing right by you because I could love you and not be here.
Right.
I could tell you I love you every day and talk nice to you, but I ain't. Am I feeding you? Am I clothing you? Am I making sure you taking care of? Am I beating your ass every day for no reason? Like, there's a lot of misconception in that word, and like and love. You know, it goes both ways.
For friendships too. Hey, your friend can text you all the time, good morning, all this. If them people ain't taking the time out to actually, if you have a problem and they bring it to you, and that person ain't taking the time out to listen to you or help you find solutions, you might want to cut them off.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
I always see stuff about that, like if your circle ain't talking about, if you from 25 or 30 or 40, whatever, your friends ain't talking about building, economic success, stocks or companies or whatever, like, growing and doing better things, you need to find a new circle. Like, if people stagnant, you got to find a new circle.
You got to.
But I feel like mental health it's not more acceptable now. It's just more, not even used as an excuse or crush. I think it's more prevalent because people starting to realize, damn, I got a lot of shit that's fucked up about me.
Mental health matters.
I need to get it situated because a lot of people, like you said, during our trust issues episode, you expect somebody to be you because you got unrealistic expectations and you don't know how to be you on your own.
And that's the part of mental health that needs to be addressed. You can't expect you from people. You can't. Life ain't sunshine and rainbows, and if you out there, you teaching your kid that life sunshine and rainbows, you setting your kids up for failure because there is going to be a time in life where they encounter a roadblock, somebody being nasty to them, somebody backdooring them, and they ain't gonna know how to react to it because you teaching them that everybody's supposed to love you, everybody's supposed to be nice to you, or if you give something to someone, you're supposed to get something in return. It ain't like that.
It's almost like that. What happens when you win a race or something, but you don't not win a race? You put your kid in a competition. They don't win, but they get a participation medal. I know some people who hate participation medals because it's like it's teaching them they get something just for doing it.
Right.
And it's almost like it's like negative reinforcement in a sense. Like I believe in positive reinforcement. Like if you got a chore chart for your kid and they fold their clothes, make their bed, depending on how old they are, they get a sticker or get a extra allowance, whatever the case may be. But if they don't do what they're supposed to do, what do you do then? Do you still just brush it off? Like you got to have the same energy when it comes to that. I know we kind of all over the place a little bit, but I mean, like, I think it's a double standard though, like for men and women. Because before, a woman could always say her mental health, or say, I'm not feeling well today, blah blah. But a man, we almost had to like,
we're machines. We don't have. We don't have
Terminator kind. We just got to do what we're supposed to do and keep it moving.
At the end of the day, like, and that's when I think about that, I actually feel like a sense of sadness for black men back in the day, and the ones who went out there and worked for their family to feed their family, and then didn't really get to enjoy the fruits of their labor. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't no slow down period. It wasn't no time for them to enjoy their fruits of labor. You know what I'm saying? But at least their family, you know what I'm saying.
Hopefully their family
appreciated it and stuff now. And in today's society, man, everybody wants to feel appreciated, man. Everybody needs to feel appreciated, man. Ain't nobody gonna go out there and bust their ass and to not be appreciated. So I mean, and that's the mental health aspect of it on both parts. Like, women need to be appreciated just like men, but for, you know what I'm saying, you to be like, oh, you a man, you supposed to do that. I am, but I don't have to. So appreciate me going out of my way to do it.
It's almost like your job description in a sense. I'm supposed to do X, Y, Z. And sometimes the job description or a job, and this happened to me, will put any other task required, blah, blah, blah. And I'm only bringing this up because it's kind of in the same vein of what you're saying. Like, our job description as men is to provide, take care, blah, blah, blah. But it never says we're going to get appreciated for it or get that love in return.
It's the same thing, because I'm not just talking about men. I'm talking about women too.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't nothing out there, a written rule that say You as the father got to take care of your child.
Vice
you
versa.
As the mother got to take care of your child.
Don't say that.
Women can literally have a child and give it up at birth. You don't have to take care of that child. But if you do and you choose to, and you in that relationship with a man and he's there to be the father, he needs to appreciate you for being a mother, just like you need to appreciate him for being a father. Because neither one of y'all got to be there taking on that role, taking on that responsibility.
That's why I don't believe in the
equal appreciation.
I don't believe in the happy. What's it called?
Happy wife, happy life.
I don't believe in that. I think it should be happy spouse, happy house. Because both of y'all got to be happy for the house to stand up.
Right.
That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people will say different, but I mean, that's just my opinion. But I mean, I think we kind of surfaced with this topic a little bit because it's definitely deeper and darker holes we can dive
and that's
into.
what it was. We going down rabbit holes. We finding rabbit holes, going down them. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I think people gonna get the overall message. It's just that, like, tradition ain't valued no more.
It's not at all.
You know what I'm saying? And it was lost amongst the generational changes. You know what I'm saying? And
the question is, was it purposely orchestrated? Because, you know, I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
We live in the Matrix. Some people say we live in a Simpsons simulation. You know, it's funny just to look at it in jokes. If you can joke about that kind of dark humor and not feel some kind of way about it. I just happen to be one of the people who can. Like, was it meant to be that way? Because if you think, like, we were, like, back in the day, we were saying how, like, our grandparents had family reunions, stuff like that. We don't even see or hear or think about it unless it's like Facebook, or maybe, like, for me, for instance, I had to spit in the tube on Ancestry to find out who I was related to. Like, the funny joke about that is white people are the only people who can steal you from somewhere, then make you buy the information and tell you where you're from. That's just funny, though. Like, think about that. I got to pay for you to tell me where I'm from when I could have just been there if you would have never came and took me.
Yeah.
But I digress, man. But something that was caught my eye about generational gaps, too. Think about this. When you was growing up, when you went to the barbershop, how did you get your hair cut when you walked in the barbershop? You just walked in, signed up, sat down, right?
I didn't.
So you had
my mama took me to get my first haircut. My first barber for a long time was Mr. Carr. Like, we just walking in.
But I'm saying, like, you just walked in, got the cut, and when you got older, if you went by yourself, you started to hear the conversations they talked about.
And that's crazy. Not that I'm even thinking about it, bro. My mama used to walk me into the barbershop, leave me, turn around, walk out, right? Yeah. And Mr. Carl, I'm like, mind you, I'm like between 6. I went to Mr. Carl from like 6 years old all the way to like 14, 15.
Same here. I ain't stopped going to my barbershop
when I was younger. When my mom walked out, he used to be like, and then talk to the dude about my mama, like, yeah, she's fine and all this. I'm young now, but you know, I'm gonna stay in a child's place. You get what I'm saying? I ain't say nothing about it, and it ain't really clicked to me
until you got
feel
older.
Me? But he was blatantly disrespecting me and talking about my mama as if she was just a piece of pussy. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
But that was what I wanted to bring up. Like, the barbershop used to be a place for me anyway. I used to look at it like this. Once I got older, I realized this, because I went to the same thing. My mom took me to the first barber. My barber used to come to my crib. I think about, he might have been smashing my mom, but I don't know. Yeah, just to be jokes. Long story short, he was over off of Fletcher in Tampa. So, like, he was cutting my hair for the longest. I'm talking about back when haircuts was $5.
Yeah.
So, like,
I used to get the 9.5.
We'd go. You could just sign your name. You sit there, and as I got older, I started listening to conversations, hearing them. Like, now that I'm, grown, you go to the barbershop, you got to make an appointment on the app, or you got to, like, sign up weeks in advance to be in line on a certain day. I mean, it's because of the technology, but it's not the same vibe as when it was like almost like a therapy session. Like, you went in the barbershop, you hear old heads complaining about their job or talking about their wife. I remember, bro, this barbershop was so lit. They used to have the dudes would be in there drinking, watching the little, the video vixen videos and shit, watching them. They selling
Sports Center.
They selling DVDs out the barbershop. They got somebody in the back with the snacks. A dude come in with the bootlegs. Like, it used to be that kind of vibe. And it was always different. Like, if a female was in there, the conversation changing. Yeah. Somebody selling t-shirts. Yeah. They selling shoes. Now it's so, like, you remember barbershop, I think it was 2, where Ice Cube was about to sell the barbershop. And it was the place across the street was all technologically advanced. They had the basketball court in there. It was all fly, but it didn't give you that home feel. Yeah, that's what I think about when I think about how generations change. It's like the barbershop was like a place where dudes used to go, and some of them are still like that. Some of y'all out there still got that classic barbershop feel where it's the old head owner. He got a couple of young proteges he's teaching. The same clients come in. Y'all talk about relationship stuff. It's almost like the barbershop was the first podcast. Like, you could just talk open form. Yeah. you might be in there having a rough day, but you talk to your barber while he cutting your hair. It's like the gift of just being a barber, bro. Almost like you should have watched Soul, because the movie you saw the barbershop scene. Same thing. The barbershop's not like that no more, bro. It's more like, and my barber cool, but it's not the same, bro. It's not like it used to be, and it's just because times changed. But it's like, it's not wrong reminiscing. I just wish that aspect of it wouldn't have went away, because it's definitely something that if you didn't get to experience it, you'll never get to experience it.
No,
because a barber used to cut my hair, he ain't even around
That's
no
what
more.
that is. That's tradition.
It's going away,
and it was lost. You know what I'm saying? It's slowly fading. Tradition is slowly fading, bro. And it's just it's scary to think about what it's gonna be like next year, the year after that, 5 years, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's scary to
Pretty
think.
soon they're gonna make a machine where you just, like a dryer, you just put your head in and you just come out with the edge.
That'll be fire.
It would be. Hey, if somebody do that and you heard it here, I just need 10%.
Yeah.
They're gonna, like on Hunger Games, you get a tattoo, they just laser it on real quick. It hurt for like 3 seconds and then you done.
Yeah, man. Bro. We touched on some stuff today, man.
Definitely did, man. Hopefully y'all got the message and understood it, man.
We might need to run this one back episode. You know what I'm saying? To have a part 2 to this episode, have a little feature to it.
Definitely,
you know
we can definitely get deeper in some stuff. I just wanted to keep it a little service today, just to it's Black History Month, man. I'm not trying to. Yeah, it's not gonna be all doom and gloom. So we definitely got we made some progress in the streets, man. That's all I'm gonna say. But
speaking of Black History Month, you got the shout outs.
Yeah, I do. Let me grab my technology over here. So my shout out for this week of Black History Month is going to be Kenny Washington. If anybody watched the Super Bowl, you saw all the black people out there. This brother was the first one of them. So Kenny Washington was the first black NFL player of the modern era. His nickname was the Kingfish. He was an athletic phenomenon, not Tom Brady. Anyway, he went to UCLA as a halfback, and he set college record of 3,200 yards, total offense over his career, won the Douglas Fairbanks Trophy for the best collegiate player in the U.S., and was named to an American College All-Star team in August 1940. He also played baseball for UCLA alongside Jackie Robinson. That's dope. So basically, he led the groundwork for everybody playing in the NFL today, if you think about it. Because after the Second World War, the NFL had to abandon its discrimination policy. And he played for the LA Rams in 1945. So that's just a little snippet of the history, which I didn't even know to the other day. So it's definitely cool, because I never knew that. Never ever in a million years would have thought the NFL would have been racist. Oh my God. Let me stop. But I think it's definitely dope. Unfortunately, he only got a few years in the league because he was in the wars and, his knees got messed up working and things like that. But I think it's definitely a cool piece of history just to know, because, like I said, when we first started talking about the whole Utah school and stuff, we don't learn everyday stuff in school about black people. We only know the people they put on TV or tell us that we should know about. And even with those, they don't tell us the full story.
For real.
I mean, I can go on, but I was just watching Who Killed Malcolm X documentary, and just my mind blown, bro.
Blown.
But yeah, what about you?
That.
You got a shout out?
Yeah, my shout out is gonna be my baby. You know what I'm saying? It's like my second heart. She always gonna have a place in my heart. For real.
Who that?
Mary McLeod Bethune, man.
Bow.
Bethune.
Shout out HBCUs.
Yeah,
man.
she was American educator, a stateswoman, philanthropist, humanitarian. Actually, she founded the National Council for Negro Women in 1935. Yes, and she's also one of the founders of the great Bethune-Cookman University.
Yes, sir.
You already know, and she's also known as the First Lady of Struggle because of her commitment to gain better lives for African Americans. So, and she's also a member of Delta Sigma Theta. So,
shout out to y'all.
I mean, yeah, shout out to them Deltas. But
what they call it, the Reds, right? Yeah. Am I allowed to say that? I don't want to disrespect nobody, but
you know what I'm saying. We're just gonna stick with Delta Sigma Theta.
That's
but
fine.
you know
y'all can't fight me, so I don't care.
Shout out to Mary McLeod Bethune, man. She did a lot for the city of Daytona. She did a lot for African American women. Just period, and just to know that, you know what I'm saying, the school I went to has so much legacy,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying, behind it for people that look like me. Bro, listen, like I'm forever grateful that I even went to a HBCU, because you know what I'm saying, that's an experience like no other.
You can't get that experience for nothing.
It literally.
You said it the other day, man. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I wouldn't trade it for the world, because it makes me look at my people in a different light.
It makes me proud, bro.
What
your sticker say? HBCU proud,
HBCU proud, right?
Yes, sir.
Right here, HBCU proud, man, for real. Like,
just shout out to them. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, everybody attending, going to HBCU. Shout out to the professors who even, you know what I'm saying,
try to teach them.
Growing up, trying to teach at these HBCUs, man. And if you, you know what I'm saying, if you're African American and you got, you know what I'm saying, kids that are, you know what I'm saying, about to transition into the college life, man, send them to HBCU for real, man. Bring that spotlight, you know what I'm saying, on these black educated institutes, man. You know what I'm saying, so we can be on the same level as PWIs. And if you don't know what a PWI is, predominantly white institute or institutions.
There's nothing wrong with them.
Nothing wrong with them.
We just feel like we need something like too, because we are the culture.
We do, because there are a lot of people. The vice president went to Howard University, HBCU.
Just saying, you can make it.
Come on now.
You can do anything.
Come on now.
Matter where you start,
these
matter where you finish.
HBCUs are putting out quality people.
Yes, sir.
High quality people who are actually out here making changes in, you know what I'm saying,
Being
the America we live in today. So, hey, man, HBCU the way. Support black everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything else? That's a wrap. Besides, y'all already know. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
What else? Facebook. Whatever.
Subscribe to every platform you can listen to us on, man. Click that like button. Click that subscribe button, man.
Hit that follow button.
Follow button. Y'all check out our website, man. Order some merch if you need it.
Tighten up. Order some merch. We gonna man, we probably need to wear some merch next episode. We're going to be posting a lot of new merch soon.
Yes, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? My boy done figured out how to work some stuff. So
gotta work my
everything,
magic.
like we told y'all episodes ago, man, 100% us, 100% black owned, everything. You know what I'm saying? We pushing good customer service. Man, yes, just fuck with us, man. I'm telling you, we ain't gonna lead you astray. Just fuck with us. And then, you know, I got my one shout out that I always bang them in the head with, Mac Vision Photography, MAC Vision Photography, my wife's photography company. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, book your little session and everything. I do videos too, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my wife, you know what I'm saying? She pay me. But, you know what I'm saying? That's neither right. Neither here or there. But you know what I'm saying? We doing videos, everything, music videos, whatever you think I'm playing.
They think
I'm playing. Cool. I'm gonna wake their ass up though.
Got to. You gotta bust them in the head one time.
But again, Mac Vision Photography, MAC Vision Photography.com, man.
Hey, and as always, we are in the classroom kicking that content to you each and every Wednesday. All platforms, man. Y'all follow us, check us out. Until next time, peace.